Audio.
Hey y'all, this is Uniquely Made Jessica. Welcome to my channel, and this channel is dedicated to any and everything on a budget, whether that's fashion, beauty, lifestyle. Whatever it is affordable and on a budget. I've tried my best to find it. So if this is a channel for you, like, rate, and subscribe. And today this is going to be my first haul from Book Outlet. And I've always been into physical books, but I need to do a better job at reading them. Buying them doesn't exactly help me, but I just wanted some more books. So you want to see what I got, please stay tuned. So the first book I have is not from Book Outlet, but I did get it yesterday, and I got it from Walmart, and I heard about it mostly on TikTok here, and I think it was a controversy. People was complaining about the cover of the book because it has horses on it, and I guess it's the way that the horses was drawn. I don't know the whole story, but once I heard it was a black author and I seen it in Walmart, I was like, okay, I'm gonna get it. And this will be kind of different for me too. It's a YA book, but it's a YA cowboy romance. And I'll admit, I haven't read a lot of cowboy romances, even though I do like romance. So the name of this book is This Ain't Our First Rodeo. So I think for what I read, let me see. So pretty much the guy and the girl, they met like years ago, and they went on a date and everything, and they ended up being separated. So a couple of years later, they linked back up. He is like a bull riding champion. She is an heiress of a restaurant and everything. So it pretty much talks about like their love story, and these sprayed edges are pretty cute and everything. Like I said, it's like a YA cowboy romance, and it's like around the Houston rodeo. So this will be different for me, but I support black authors. Most of the books I have are by black authors, but yeah, this will be cute. A little different from what I usually read. I do read romance, but not typically cowboy romances. So this is the only book I got from Walmart recently. The rest of these are definitely going to be from Book Outlet. So the first book I got from Book Outlet is Dear Black Girls, How to Be True to You by Asia Wilson. And most of the books I got from Book Outlet are either books that I've started reading, books that I have read but I enjoyed, so I just went on and got the physical copy, or just books that I wanted to read. This one, I started it on audiobook on Everend, haven't finished it. And they had this put a pretty good price on Book Outlet, so I went on and got it. So she's just pretty much talking about like her stories from her life and everything, and giving lessons to black girls. So I just kind of feel like this is aspirational. And I did see her play in Vegas like 2 years ago when I went to Las Vegas. I did see her play. I'm not really a sports girl, but it seems like she's a really good player and everything. It seems to be aspirational, so got this book from her. Okay, the next two books are by Tia Williams, and I feel like with Tia Williams, I've came across on the different book groups and stuff, people that really like her books and people that just really can't get into her style of reading. I'm one of the people that actually like her books, and I already have 7 Days of June on my bookshelf that I read years ago, and that was actually like the first physical book at that time, back in 2021, that I actually bought for real and actually sat there and read it and finished it and just ate it up. So the first book I have is A Love Song for Ricky Wilde. So pretty much I've read this on audiobook last year or year before last. I think this book did come out last year. So I read this last year on audiobook. So pretty much Ricky Wilde she's from a family that owns like funeral homes or something, from a real wealthy family, and pretty much she's like the outcast. She's like the black sheep of the family. She wants to own like a flower shop and whatever, and the rest of her family is not like her at all. And she's named after her dad, which is kind of funny. I like her name. But anyway, she moves up to Harlem, opens up a flower shop. She comes across this guy. He's like really mysterious type, and they fall in love, but it's some secrets and stuff along the way. So it's kind of like a love story to Harlem, but you find out some other things about the guy and everything like that. And I don't want to, spill too much of the tea and everything. And it's a romance. It has some, I think it's called magical realism. It has that in there too. So if that's your type of thing, you might like this book. So I did enjoy it. It took me a while to finish an audiobooks. I felt like in recent years, when I first started back getting into reading, I was just eating up audiobooks. Then when I got a Kindle, I'm eating up the ebook. So I kind of slowed down on my audiobook listening, which I need to get back into it. So I feel like this book is really good. And the second book I have is Audrey and Bash Are Just Friends. Also read this as an audiobook, and I went on and got the physical. So if you read 7 Days in June, you were introduced to Audrey, which is Eva Mercy's daughter. So pretty much this story goes like, she's like a junior going into her senior year now. And it's a guy named Bash. He's from Cali, has some things go on, so he moves to Brooklyn. So pretty much she's trying to get her summer together, step outside her comfort zone and everything. And she wants to impress the school that she wants to go to. So she's thinking about writing a book and whatever. She realizes that, yeah, she can give all the advice in the world, really good kind of like teen therapist. But she doesn't have a lot of life experience to back up what she's talking about. So she kind of has Bash be like a fun consultant in a way to like help her have fun, loosen up and everything. And it's a cute YA romance and everything. So yeah, I really enjoyed this one as well. Okay, the next book I got, I haven't read it before, but I have read the book this is talking about. So this is called In Search of the Color Purple, the story of an American, masterpiece. So I guess she talks about how she feels about The Color Purple. And The Color Purple is one of my favorite movies. Like, one of my favorite movies. The first time I read the book, when I was in high school, we had to read it in high school. I think I was like in the 10th grade, read it for English class. And I read it again once I became an adult. The book is much better than the movie, but I still love the movie. So it gives her thoughts and opinions about, The Color Purple. So I'm looking forward to reading this. The next book I have is Black Panther: A Nation Under Our Feet with Ta-Nehisi Coates and everything, as a foreword from Killer Mike. So it's pretty much like a comic. As you can see, it's like a comic book. And I did watch the first Black Panther. I haven't seen the second one, but I just saw the book and I thought it was really interesting, so I got it. And I also have another Black Panther book up there, but it's about Shuri. So I was really interested in this one. And I did read this book that's coming up like years ago, but I wanted it because I really did enjoy it. And it's called Fat Black Fat Girl. Bad Fat Black Girl. Yeah, I said that right. Notes from a Trap Feminist by Cecily Bowen. And I follow her on IG. So it kind of gives like, let me see. It's been a minute. I think I read this book like in 2021, 2022. And on the back it says it combines rule-breaking feminist theory, witty and insightful personal memoir, and cutting cultural analysis for an unforgettable genre-bending debut. So I think she's pretty much, in my personal opinion, I consider this a 2020s version of when the chicken heads come home to roost by Joan Morgan. I feel like this is like an updated version of that because she ties feminist theory to a lot of music from female rappers about time, like City Girls, Megan Thee Stallion, stuff like that. And she talks about like body shame and friendship, and it says sex work, blackness within, black girlhood, and all of the things. So it's been a few years since I read this book, but I do remember I enjoyed this book when I did read it. And I follow her on Instagram, and I like some of the content she puts out too. So Yeah, that's that. Okay, the next book I have, read this years ago. This is going to be a common thing. Some of these I read years ago, but I remember the story in a way. So this one is by Joya Goffney, and this is Confessions of an Alleged Good Girl. So pretty much it's the story of Monique. She's a preacher's daughter. She's a PK and whatever. She has this boyfriend, and her and this boyfriend, she's been trying to lose her virginity to this boyfriend for a long time. And it ain't going, and whatever. And yeah, the boyfriend breaks up with her. She links up with this girl named Sasha. What's the dude name? Reggie. Reggie is this boy right here, Sasha. She links up with them, develops some friendship and whatever, and she learns about herself and everything, and just living her life on her own terms and everything. And I feel like this is a story for the quote unquote good girls, and especially if you was raised up in the church and they expect you to act a certain type of way because you was brought up in the church, or you on the outside look like a good girl and everything, you're supposed to fall into this role and everything. And again, YA book, and I felt like I could relate to certain things in this book, because while I was not a PK by any means, I did grow up in the church. I was one of the girls that probably in my teenage years, I think it was like, okay, yeah, she's a good girl. She ain't out here, quote unquote, being fast and all the things. So it's like, I could relate to her in a certain type of way. And she also has another book called, it says at the top, Excuse Me While I Ugly Cry. I like that book as well. So that's that. This next book I have is called Blood at the Root by LaDarian Williams. And I started this book, but I didn't finish it, so I bought it so I could finish it. And ooh, the sprayed edges look pretty nice. And this author, he's from pretty much close to my hometown. I'm from Birmingham. He's from Helena's, which is a little bit outside of Birmingham. So it's always good to like support somebody that's like pretty much where you're from and everything. And it makes the male character a little bit more relatable, because pretty much dude's name is Malik. He's a teenager. He grows up like in Birmingham or whatever, but he has like this magical ability and whatever. But something happens when he's younger, so he's pretty much kind of like scared of it. He gets older, he's like in the foster care system and all of that, and he ends up going to Louisiana, enrolls in this magical HBCU, and the story goes from there. So I do need to finish this book. It's 2 more books after this one, which is Bones at the Crossroads, and he has a 3rd book that he's writing too. So I do need to finish this book. I started it on audio. I'm gonna have to sit my butt down and finish the physical. And the last 2 books are these 2. This one is Ayana Gray's Beast of War. I bought it because haven't even started it yet. I bought Beast of Ruins from Ollie's. Didn't realize I don't even have the first book, Beast of Prey. And I might have to get Beast of Prey from like thrift books or something. But I did want to like have the whole series, because I think I might like her writing, because I did read I Medusa by Ayana Gray. This is like technically her first adult book, but to me it does kind of read YA, because Medusa is so young. She's like 17 and whatever. And I did like the writing in this book, so I did buy Beast of War to go with Beast of Ruin, but then I didn't realize I didn't have Beast of Prey. So once I get Beast of Prey, I will have the whole series and I'll be able to go from there. And the very last book, I don't care if y'all like or don't like this lady, I'm intrigued. And I did start her book a while back, but I do need to finish it. And this is Worthy by Jada Pinkett Smith. And Jada Pinkett Smith is controversial because, you know, of her marriage with Will Smith. And I have Will Smith's book as well that I also need to finish. And I feel like some of the criticisms of Jada could be legit, but I do feel like people give her a lot more smoke than she deserves. And this is somebody, of course, I grew up watching Jada Pinkett Smith on like A Different World, Jason's Lyric, that kind. She was like one of the 90s it girls. And I like Red Table Talk and everything like that. So I'm just kind of like really curious about her story. Like I said, I feel like some of the critiques she might get might be legit, but I also feel like at the same time she gets a lot of heat that I honestly feel like she don't deserve. So I want to see if my thoughts are true when it comes to her. But that's it, and that's all for this video. So yeah, I got like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 books. 11 books from, no. Hold on. Okay. I got 11 books that I showed you in this video that were new to me. 1 from Walmart, 10 from Bookoutlet. So let me know if you like this video. Do y'all want to see my book collection? It's probably going to be a lot of books that either I've read on audiobook, ebook, or books I've had since like middle school, high school, throughout the years. Some of them I read, some I haven't read. I like to think of my book collection as my personal curated library, so do with that what you will. If you want to see more content from me, let me know. Let me know what you guys want to see. I am excited to get into these books. I'm a book girl for real, for real. I'm not super strict when it comes to it, so I might not always leave reviews, even though I should do that more. Leave reviews. I'm just a girl. I just read, go on about my business. So that's it. And I'm going to wind down, get these books arranged. And until next time, bye.